History is full of firsts.
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Many of those firsts shaped our way of life. For 70 years, KPRC Channel 2 has been proud to be pioneers in shaping television and Houston history.
In a state the size of Texas, everyone can enjoy.
Causing the storms Thursday.
Minutes before 9 o'clock, the crew's here telling her.
This is the first time in a long they had 11. See the some of your men.
Isn't it good to work for a place that has a sense of history? And indeed it is.
See, taking the president from Spring to College Station following his...
If you have something you'd like Channel 2 Investigates to check out, call the tip line at 713-223-TIPS or email investigates@click2houston.com. Channel 2 News begins right now with breaking news.
Ambushed and under attack. The search is on to find a man who opened fire on 2 NYPD officers.
By the grace of God, we are here talking about an officer that will be going home.
The officers' injuries and why they were there in the first place.
2 shot and 1 dead after security guard allegedly opens fire. What police say the guard said was happening that forced him to pull his weapon.
And we are in for a soggy week ahead. Here's a live look outside at the Southwest Freeway. Camrell, he's going to tell us when we will start to see those showers moving in. Good Sunday morning, bright and early. Sun's not up, but the sun's on in here, right?
Absolutely. Sunshine. Yeah, it's a good day. It is. Hey, so yesterday's a good day.
Yeah.
Yeah, sprinkles.
Perfect.
Somebody, one of our producers told me this morning, he said, I got rained on.
Well,
You know who that was, right?
I know
Just because of
exactly
the tone of my voice. And I said, hey, you might get a sprinkle, and he got a sprinkle. So somebody did.
You're the one.
Hey, but today we're going to see a little bit more of that. So take a look outside the Channel 2 studios here at the Southwest Freeway. Temperature 63 degrees at Bush Intercontinental, 61 at Katy. Hobby's at 66, and Galveston is at 65. Those are the normal high temperatures for the day. So we're already there. And we're going to continue to go ahead and see those temperatures on the warm side. Here's a story. We've got some sprinkle chances that'll be around this morning. And this afternoon, we'll have increasing shower chances with some heavier chances of some storms later on tonight as we stay in the mid-70s for our high temperatures today. And then Monday, rainy start to the week. We'll still be on the warm side in the 70s. Here's some of the temperatures now. 65 in Sugar Land, 62 Columbus, 65 in Witten, so those mid-60s. Farther to the north, as you would expect, 59, so they're not as warm. But along the coast, we're almost 70 degrees already in Lake Jackson with 68. And the winds, look at those winds. 15 sustained in Lake Jackson, 16 in Palacios, all from the south and southeast. That's pumping in that Gulf moisture to help get the atmosphere nice and moist. Below the cap, we'll have the chance for those streamer showers. You see some down the far southwest of the state now as it is. But Futurecast model picks this up. Look at the showers this afternoon, and then we have a little bit more throughout the afternoon and evening and to tomorrow morning. Tomorrow afternoon, this starts to come through. We'll talk about what that means. For right now, though, the hour-by-hour forecast going forward, we're going to be in the mid-70s today. It's going to be a lot warmer than normal, and 20 to 30% rain chances throughout this day. But they do go way up starting on Monday into Wednesday. Time it all out for you coming up.
All right, we'll see you in a bit. Thank you, Cambrell. Now back to that breaking news we first brought you at the top of the newscast. At this hour, the search is on to find a gunman who ambushed and shot an NYPD officer who was sitting in a patrol van. The story developing overnight in the Bronx. Officials say a suspect walked up to the van, engaged the officers in conversation, and then pulled out a gun and fired. The officer in the driver's seat was struck in the chin and the neck. That officer was taken to the hospital and is expected to be okay.
I have to say there is just too much hatred out there right now. There's too much hatred in general. There's too much hatred being directed at our officers, and it has to end. Tonight, thank God, our officers are safe. Thank God they will go home to their families.
The officers had been stationed in the neighborhood because of recent drug activity and violence there. Also breaking right now, a security guard is accused of shooting two, killing one at a sports bar in Northwest Harris County.
We are told it happened at an Ojos Locos Sports Cantina on the North Freeway. Channel 2's Taisha Walker live this morning with the latest there. Taisha?
Yeah, Jacob, that shooting happened about 4 hours ago, just as Ojos Locos was closing. You could see, if you pay close attention to the door, you could see some of the glass shattered from the gunshots. Deputies tell us that an armed security guard was trying to shut things down at 2 o'clock this morning at the bar when a group of people refused to leave. Deputies say there was an altercation between the guard and the group. Deputies say the security guard then pulled out his gun and shot two people, killing one here at the scene and sending the other person to a hospital in stable condition. Witnesses are too distraught to go on camera right now. Obviously, they saw this deadly shooting. They do tell us, though, that they saw the security guard waving a gun minutes before the shooting, telling people to leave. Then they say they heard about 3 gunshots and people yelling, saying he's dead. Reporting live in Northwest Harris County, Taisha Walker, KPRC, Channel 2 News.
All right, Taisha, thank you for the latest there. New this morning, a woman rushed to the hospital after investigators say her car impaled a Metro bus. This happened at Austin and Franklin in downtown. Witnesses say they believe the woman was driving the wrong way down the street at speeds near 100 miles per hour before hitting the bus stop. She was stuck under the car's dashboard and had to be cut out of the vehicle. We're working to get an update now on her condition. Also new this morning, a man is recovering in the hospital after police say that he was shot in the backside during an armed robbery. This happened at Keith Weiss Park near Aldine Westfield and Aldine Mail Road around 10 o'clock last night. Investigators say 2 men walking on the park's trail were approached by a group of armed men, one with a handgun, one with a shotgun, another with a bat. They allegedly robbed the other men, and at some point the victim was shot. He was taken to the hospital, is expected to survive.
A woman is recovering in the hospital this morning after investigators say her pickup slammed into a fire truck. Happened near the Northwest Freeway and 43rd Street. Police say the fire truck was blocking an area for a DWI crash when it was hit by that truck. The woman was partially ejected from the vehicle and had to be cut out. She was rushed to the hospital and is expected to survive. Police are now investigating whether alcohol played a role in that crash. Gone, but certainly, as we say, not forgotten. Family, friends, and the community members gathering together to celebrate the life of Malia Davis on what would have been her 5th birthday. The young girl's life was cut short, you'll remember, when she was killed last May. Channel 2's Sally Mamdou has the details.
Malia Davis's death took a toll on the community, especially her family, and her birthday was just a way to honor her memory and keep it alive. Blowing bubbles in the sky.
All these people are here to honor her birthday.
It is one way Malia Davis's family is honoring her memory and keeping it alive. Malia would have turned 5 years old on Thursday.
She was well loved by many people.
Her great-grandmother, Charlie Mae Green, dressed in pink along many others, celebrated Malia's birthday with bubbles instead of candles and a cake.
If she was alive, we'd celebrate it. And now that she's in heaven, we still celebrate it.
Old and young sent some bubbles up above, even those who never met little Malia.
My daughter here, she resembles Malia, and she's like, she wanted to celebrate her birthday. We were reading an article. and she just wanted to come and blow bubbles to let her know that we love her down here, and we just wanted to show her family support.
A family that's still grieving the loss of little Malia. In May of last year, her boyfriend's mother, Darion Vince, reported her missing, but then was later charged in connection to her death.
I'm going to always miss her, but I know she's in a better place.
Malia Davis's family is still seeking justice in her case. In downtown Houston, Sally Memdu, KPRC, Channel 2 News.
The Liberty County Sheriff's deputy who died while in physical therapy has been laid to rest. Deputy Richard Witten suffered a heart attack and died last Tuesday. Yesterday, law enforcement, family, friends honored him at the Sanctuary Church in Cleveland. Officer Witten was laid to rest at the Cleveland Memorial Cemetery afterwards. He was recovering from a gunshot wound, as you recall, to the neck after being shot by a murder suspect last year. And now to the latest in the coronavirus crisis. A 60-year-old American has died in a Chinese hospital. They're the first U.S. citizen to be killed by the coronavirus outbreak. China reports the death toll in its borders now tops 800. Among those under quarantine, thousands of cruise ship passengers in Hong Kong and Japan. Dozens have tested positive on board a cruise ship docked in Yokohama, including 13 Americans.
Officials in Thailand say the gunman who went on a mass killing spree has been shot dead inside a shopping mall there. Police identified the gunman as Sergeant Jack Remembrance Tumo. Investigators say it started at a nearby military base where Tama killed his commanding officer and 2 others. He then stole weapons in a military Humvee and ended up at the mall. Police say the Thai soldier killed at least 21 people and wounded more than 30 before he was cornered. Remembering the victims who died in a plane crash that claimed the life of NBA legend Kobe Bryant.
Family and friends honor Sarah and Peyton Chester. That is coming up just ahead.
Also next, 8 years after a teenager was killed by volunteer neighborhood watchmen, that teenager is being remembered. How South Florida is honoring Trayvon Martin.
Good morning. I want you to notice this. Normal high temperature for us, 64, 65 degrees. We're already there across the area. And so throughout the day, we're already warmer than what we were even yesterday. We were in the 40s 2 days ago. Now we're well above that, about 10, 11 degrees warmer. We're going to get some rain going forward here. By the time we get through with the rain on Wednesday, we'll see anywhere from 2 to 3 inches in areas to the north, 1 to 2 inches areas to the south. So be ready for that. Exact track radar is quiet for now. We see throughout the day today, we're going to be in the mid-70s with about a 20 to 30% chance of rain. We'll time out that rain for you and look at the broader picture coming up. Sophia?
All right, Kimbrell, thank you. An unarmed teen who was gunned down by a neighborhood watch volunteer is remembered in Miami. This is the 8th annual Trayvon Martin Remembrance Walk. Martin died back in 2012, shot by George Zimmerman, who was eventually charged and then acquitted. The walk takes place 3 days after what would have been Trayvon's 25th birthday. Martin's mother, Sabrina Fulton, attended that event.
Oh, I have to keep my shades on because at any given time I might tear up. And, you know, I'm just overwhelmed right now, and I'm just glad people are still supporting us after so many years.
Last year, Zimmerman filed a lawsuit against Martin's family. He is seeking more than $100 million, claiming he is the victim of a conspiracy, along with malicious prosecution and defamation.
2 of the victims of the helicopter crash that also claimed the life of Kobe Bryant have been laid to rest now. Family and friends officially said goodbye to Sarah and Peyton Chester. Their memorial was held at St. Margaret's Episcopal in San Juan Capistrano, California. During that service, images of Peyton playing basketball appeared on a screen there. Peyton Chester was a member of the Mamba Sports Academy team, playing alongside Gianna Bryant and Alyssa Atabelli, also both victims of that crash. We'll be right back.
Good morning. Well, the wait is finally over. We got to see the Roughnecks in action. A lot of people wondered if fans would show up to the XFL game, and they definitely did. A lot of Roughnecks costumes on hand for game 1. Down 14-6, PJ Walker throws the screen to James Butler, who runs it in from 16 yards out. That is good for a Roughnecks touchdown. Look at him jumping into the crowd. Love it. Down 17-12 just before the half. P.J. Walker making a Deshaun Watson-type play, escapes pressure, and goes deep for Sam Mobley. Roughnecks roll from there and win their first game 37-17. And the Longhorns hosting Texas Tech yesterday. 5 minutes left in the game. Kevin McCullough makes the tough shot here. That gives Red Raiders the lead. We're going to go Coleman feeds Ramey for the three. This gives Longhorns the 57-56 lead. Red Raiders erased a 16-point deficit to beat the Longhorns 62-57. And congrats to Houston Cougars senior forward Dorian Branch. She scored her 1,000th career point last night. Did it on the road at East Carolina. We did a story on Dorian a few months ago. She's also a broadcasting correspondent on campus. Congratulations to Dorian. And the Athletics' Rhiannon Walker is reporting that the Redskins are planning to hire Jennifer King. King will become the NFL's first African-American female coach. She was an intern for head coach Ron Rivera when he was with the Panthers. And of course, stick with us on KPRC. We'll have more sports coming up later in the day.
How's our Click 2 Pins family this morning?
Did you see the full moon last night?
I did.
You probably
did.
Yeah,
No, I did.
I went outside and I started looking, and the sky was so clear. I'm a star guy too, so I was looking at all the stars, figuring out where the constellations are. It was beautiful, beautiful. Yeah. Click 2 Pins family does not disappoint. Look at this shot here. You can see, and it was that bright. It was almost like, wait a minute, we don't need street lights tonight. We got the moon doing it. Here's a neat shot from Boxy and Garwood. She always sends some beautiful pictures in. And here's a beautiful shot from Marianne Brenham. Oh, man.
Nice camera.
You know, it's not exactly a Brownie automatic. that went over a lot of people's heads, I'm sure. Most of the Brownie automatic, what is that? God, that guy's old. 24-hour temperature change, 8 degrees warmer now than it was yesterday. Remember a couple of days ago we were waking up in the 40s? Yeah, no, not today. Mid-60s, 66 at Hobby, 65 at Galveston, 65 at Sugar Land with that consistent southeast wind. And that's going to be with the dew points up near where the temperatures are. The atmosphere is really starting to moisten up, and that's why we're going to see those showers around. We'll continue to see that 10, 15-mile-an-hour wind sustained until we see some changes in this dynamic. The surface features are all over the place. This is that warm front that's pushing the moist air up to the north, and that's all a part of setting up the stage for our next system that's going to be a part of our system for the next several days going forward here. Upper-level winds coming from the west to the east, which is normal. What we are going to be seeing is the flow that's going to bring in the showers here for today. We got a lot more clouds today. This is 7 o'clock look. Look at 7:10 tonight. This doesn't bring in rain until 7:10. There's going to be lighter rain before then, but it just concentrates on a little bit more. Here's Monday morning. Tomorrow morning at 1 a.m. Here's rush hour, 6 o'clock tomorrow morning, rain around. Tomorrow afternoon, you get the picture. It's going to be a rainy day. Now, on Tuesday, we get a little less in terms of this model. But going into Wednesday, it's back. We have a lot more going in Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday night. We start to see it getting out of here. The rain amounts, we talked about this earlier, anywhere between, this is cumulative amounts from 1 to 2 to 2 to 3, depending on how far south and north you are. The bigger rain is off to the north and east of us. Look at Jackson in these areas, 6 to 8 inches is likely in those areas. The exact track radar is quiet. You see the drier air is gone. The moist air is in place. And so the Futurecast model shows the rain with the temperatures going to the 70s for us. And then for tomorrow, we still stay really warm going into the mid-70s by the time we get done with the afternoon, and more showers coming through as well. So afternoon highs normally 65. We're close to 75 today. Keep that in mind as you make your plans going forward here. Here's your 10-day look at the forecast. Rain chances are really elevated going into Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. It breaks down on Thursday. We get those cooler temperatures after Wednesday, going into Wednesday actually. So that'll be nice to get back toward the normal temperatures. And then by the time we get to Friday, the day of love, it should be great weather. So get ready to enjoy that. This morning on Houston Newsmakers, why Pierce Bush says his ideas are much better than what Democrats are offering in Washington, D.C.
There are real people on the other side of the aisle that are trying to sell an idea that big government can answer all of our country's problems. And we fundamentally know in this community, in this congressional district, that opportunity is created when you place individuals above government.
Well, Pierce Bush says he can continue the trend of a Bush being successful in politics on Houston Newsmakers, coming up this morning at 10:30.
Coming up soon. Thank you so much, Cambrell. Well, what happens after Hollywood's biggest night?
Parties, of course. The big parties. A look at Who's getting ready to host the stars after the Oscars on Hollywood's biggest night? We'll be right back. It is a big weekend in Hollywood. The 92nd Academy Awards are tonight.
The Dolby Theater will play host to the movie industry's top talents, and then afterwards, well, they call them festivities. Mark Barger has a preview.
Whether nominees at Sunday night's Academy Awards come away victorious or not, they will almost certainly be ready to party afterwards.
And nobody wants to drink warm champagne.
And the governor's ball will oblige.
A lot of ice. I think people indulge just a little bit more than they normally do.
1,500 magnums of Piper Heidsieck champagne at the ready. The winery of filmmaker Francis Ford Coppola is also providing 1,200 bottles of vino. And there will be cocktails aplenty.
So this is the Hollywood highball,
including virgin versions.
A distillate called Seedlip that has no alcohol in it at all.
And for those empty stomachs, Wolfgang Puck and Company are putting together the menu, 70% of it plant-based offerings.
Anybody can have a great vegan experience, you know.
But before the party, the frontrunners in the Oscars' 4 acting categories could complete their domination of award season.
However, this is exactly when the Oscars loves to throw you a curveball.
It happened last year.
Olivia Colman.
When heavy favorite Glenn Close missed out on Best Actress. This year's biggest drama is Best Picture. The Irishman and Marriage Story were early frontrunners, along with Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. But recent momentum has swung to World War I epic 1917 and South Korean thriller Parasite.
The game totally changed this season, and I think that's what makes this is one of the most exciting Oscars in recent history.
Setting the stage for a golden night. Mark Barger, NBC News.
Jane Fonda, Natalie Portman, Will Ferrell, Spike Lee, Chris Rock, Gal Gadot, and Tom Hanks are among the scheduled presenters. We'll be right back.
Channel 2 News begins right now with breaking news.
That breaking news coming to us from North Harris County, where a security guard is accused of shooting 2 people, killing 1. The details that are coming into the newsroom right now.
And deputies say they're forced to break down the front door of an apartment in Mission Bend. What they say the man who was barricaded inside is accused of doing to his wife.
And a beautiful start to your Sunday morning, but there are changes on the way. Yeah, we're going to time it all out for you this morning.
Just let us enjoy the beautiful start to the Sunday morning.
Yeah, I mean, it's not downpours, and it's warm, mid-60s, so people, what? Yeah, it's very nice outside. So enjoy that. We'll have more rain coming up this afternoon, although we are the sunshine of the day inside, right?
Exactly.
One of us, some of us.
Some of us, yeah. One of us is not. Let's take a look outside here in Galveston. We've got the Galveston Marathon going on. What do you know, hey, if you're guilty, then you're the one who's most concerned about it. Galveston Marathon underway this morning down in Galveston. They've got some breezy conditions down there, but it's warm. They don't really like warm. They don't really like 65. They love it to be even cooler, but that's not what they have. 65, 66 degrees as you get closer to the coast. Cooler as you get to the north, Katy and Bush at 63. That's 65 degrees with the east-south wind at 9 miles an hour. It'll be gusting a little bit more than that going forward. If you're taking a boat out today, you got to know about this. We got small craft advisories until later on this afternoon. Water's not a good thing to wade into either. Rip currents are in place as well. Rip current warnings are out there as well. 10 to 15 miles an hour this afternoon will be the wind. 2 to 4 feet are the seas. Swells 2 to 4 feet as well. The low tide coming up at 9:59 this morning. It's going to be about 71 degrees for a high, but you know, think about all the other conditions. Not a good day. Needed chest height for the surf. So yeah, just be careful out there if you're going to be going into the water, being close to the water. So hour by hour, remember Galveston Marathon going on, so there may be some streets blocked off as well. 68, 69, 70 degrees from 10 to noon to 2 o'clock. Those winds are going to continue. In fact, they're going to increase throughout the afternoon. We'll talk about why that's the case and give you a look at that 10-day forecast just ahead.
Captain Brown, thanks. Now to the breaking news we've been following all morning for you. Police say a security guard has opened fire at a sports bar, killing 1 man.
This happened overnight at the Ojos Locos on the North Freeway. Channel 2's Taisha Walker joining us live now with what she is learning. Good morning, Taisha.
Yeah, good morning. There's actually shattered glass right on the door where some of those bullets hit it earlier this morning. We know that the deadly shooting happened as the sports bar was trying to close around 2 o'clock Deputies tell us that an armed security guard was trying to shut things down when a group of people refused to leave. There was some sort of an altercation between the guard and the group. Deputies say the security guard pulled out his gun and shot 2 people, killing one here at the scene and sending the other to a hospital. We're told that that other man is currently in stable condition. Witnesses say they saw the guard waving a gun before the shooting, telling people to get out of the establishment, then heard about 3 gunshots. Sheriff Ed Gonzalez says that they're still trying to piece things together.
This scene is still unfolding. We had a lot of people inside the establishment still at the time, and our investigators are now trying to get to the bottom of it and then trying to determine what the next steps might be in the investigation.
Yeah, and as things stand right now, no charges have been filed. Reporting live in Harris County, Taisha Walker, KPRC, Channel 2 News.
Taisha, thanks. New this morning, a man in custody in the Harris County deputies after they say he barricaded himself inside an apartment and started a fire inside overnight. It happened at the park at San Marino Apartments, located at Empanada Drive near Highway 6. Investigators say it started when they got a call about a man beating his wife and threatening to set the apartment on fire. The woman was able to escape, but the man barricaded himself inside. When the deputies entered the apartment after 4 hours, they say he was found passed out upstairs after drinking too much. He was then taken to the hospital. A man is dead and another severely injured following a violent crash in Fort Bend County. Deputies believe a grandfather with 2 children in his car lost control, ended up going the wrong way on FM 361 near FM 1994. At some point, he hit another vehicle head on. The driver of that vehicle has been identified by authorities as Seth Farquhar, a Fairchild volunteer firefighter. He was flown to the hospital and is in critical condition currently. The man who was killed has not been identified. No word yet on the condition of those children.
The community came together to remember a life that was taken much too soon. Friends, family honored Malia Davis. She would have turned 5 years old this week, but her young life was cut short last May when she was killed. Although she's no longer here, her family chose to celebrate her birthday. As you recall, Malia's body was found back in May in Arkansas. Darian Vance, her mother's boyfriend at the time, is accused in her death.
Houston police are on the hunt for a shooter they say opened fire on a group of people in Northwest Houston. 1 person was killed and 3 others were injured. Happened on Calvin Street near West Little York around 1 o'clock in the afternoon yesterday. Investigators believe an assault-style rifle, they say, was used in that rampage. Although they have not released the victim's identity, they say the man that was killed was a 29-year-old local rap artist.
At least 64 people on board a cruise ship under a 14-day quarantine in Yokohama Bay have tested positive for the coronavirus. The ship was quarantined off the coast of Japan after an elderly former passenger from Hong Kong tested positive for the virus. Not including those in quarantine on the cruise ship, Japan has confirmed 26 other cases of coronavirus in total.
In Afghanistan, several U.S. troops are believed dead in a shootout that took place in the eastern part of that country. NBC's Courtney Cuby has the details.
4 U.S. military officials telling NBC News that multiple U.S. troops have been killed and wounded in eastern Afghanistan. A U.S. military spokesperson in Kabul releasing this statement. A combined U.S. and Afghan force conducting an operation in Nangarhar province was engaged by direct fire on February 8th. We are assessing the situation and will provide further updates as they become available. Both the Taliban and ISIS operate in Nangarhar province, which sits along the border with Pakistan. This attack comes as the U.S. tries to end the nearly 2-decade-long war in Afghanistan. At his State of the Union address last week, President Trump said peace talks are underway.
We are working to finally end America's longest war and bring our troops back home.
There are nearly 13,000 U.S. troops deployed to Afghanistan, but military leaders have said they can decrease to 8,600 without impacting counter-terror operations.
That was Courtney Cuby reporting. Last year, 22 American service members were killed in Afghanistan. 4 U.S. service members have died already this year, not including yesterday's attack.
New reports are emerging suggesting some Republicans tried to stop the president from firing an impeachment witness. A handful of GOP senators reportedly intervened for Gordon Sondland. The New York Times reported the Republicans thought it looked bad for President Trump to fire the U.S. ambassador to the European Union. Trump fired Sondland and Lieutenant Colonel Alexander Vindman Friday. Both had testified against him during the impeachment hearings. Now to decision 2020. The Democratic candidates for president are crisscrossing New Hampshire right now, just 3 days ahead of the first in the nation primary there. There seems to be a new sense of urgency and new strategy for the candidates. A new NBC News poll, Marist poll, shows Bernie Sanders with a slim lead over Pete Buttigieg. Both Elizabeth Warren and Joe Biden are more than 10 points behind.
With your help, we're going to win here in New Hampshire.
We persist and we win. That is how I will be the first woman president of the United States of America.
I can lead this party and unite our country.
But I'll be damned if I'm going to stand by and lose my country.
The NBC News Marist poll also indicates more than 1 in 5 voters could change their minds before they go to the ballot box, which means the race is still wide open. All right, are you in the market for a new car? We've got some advice for you.
Before joining any exclusive clubs, consumer expert Amy Davis tells us how to get the best deals when we come back.
Hey, sale.
Okay, for those who are concerned about your hair, and I'm among you, bad hair day today. We've got humid, we've got some showers around, we're going to have some breezes, gusting this afternoon winds as well. 20-mile-an-hour gust will be very probable. Look at these temperatures, still in the mid-60s for everybody right now. So that's much warmer than it normally is, so be ready for that to be in place. Hour-by-hour forecast for us going forward here. Showers will be picking up 20 to 30% chances later on this afternoon. We'll time out the rain for you and what we expect going beyond this rain event that we have going into Monday through Wednesday. We'll do that coming up, guys.
Still stuck on the bad hair cast. All right, okay, thanks, Kimbra. We'll take it. Well, buying a car may be the biggest purchase that you make, second only to your home.
So you want to save every penny that you possibly can. Some members-only clubs and groups offer reduced rates on new cars to their members. Consumer expert Amy Davis shows us what you ought to know about these deals.
I got it.
Sam's Club, Costco, AAA, all of the clubs have car buying programs where you use your membership number at dealerships that partner with these clubs to get exclusive discount pricing. But we wanted to know just how good those deals are.
From bulk ketchup to a sea of goldfish crackers, Costco offers savings on all kinds of products. And it claims cars are also included. Through Costco's auto program, you can type in what kind of vehicle you want to buy and get a list of approved dealers that will give you special Costco member pricing. We picked a 2020 Chevrolet Tahoe. The manufacturer's suggested retail price is $50,295. But through the Costco auto program, we would pay $45,254, about $5,000 less. On AAA's car buying service, the same Tahoe was $43,733. Something else I got besides a little savings, a slew of phone calls, text messages, and emails. All from salespeople eager to sell me a new Tahoe. They confirmed the member price I got online was just the starting point, and that if I drove down, they could definitely help me get a better deal.
People who work in the auto industry say consumers can absolutely beat the prices we received from the Costco and the AAA programs, and that these member deals are little more than lead generators for the dealerships, which is why I received 3 phone calls, 5 emails, and 3 text messages after I made just 2 inquiries. I'm consumer expert Amy Davis, KPRC, Channel 2 News.
More than 20 people had to be evacuated from their home in flooded areas in eastern Oregon. The Umatilla River overflowed its banks on Friday, sending water into homes there of people who live near it. The scale of the damage is high. Look at that. Look at that high water. The major artery in that area, Interstate 84, remains closed in both directions. It could stay that way for several days due to all that damage. Oh, I feel for those folks right now. We know what that feels like.
Yeah. Unfortunate there.
Okay.
All right.
So yesterday, remember yesterday morning I said I got a picture that I was going to show everybody, and I said I got to wait because my daughter didn't give me permission to use it.
Well,
this is when she was a week old. So we met her, and this is Riel, and I got a picture of her yesterday, a couple of pictures yesterday.
Oh. Hey!
She's going to be, she's 6.5 weeks. She's going to be 7 weeks old next week. Has nothing to do with weather. It's called grandfather's privilege. That's the way it goes. Got to deal with that. Kind of looks like me, doesn't it? Okay. All right, let's talk about the weather, shall we? Yes. Normal highs today, 65 degrees, and the temperatures are going to be well above that. 75 at Bush, at Hobby, Galveston, 71. Well short of the records. Wasn't she cute? I love that when it kissed those cheeks. Right now, 65. Southeast winds at 10 miles per hour. We're going to continue to see those winds. In fact, we're going to see them really breezy going forward this afternoon. 68 in Lake Jackson, 67 in Palacios, 59 and 60 degrees in Conroe and Cleveland, 61 in Huntsville. Temperatures are a little cooler up there, but you know everybody's going to be warm and moist, continuing to be that moist atmosphere that we have in the atmosphere. And because of the southeast winds, the Gulf is really pumping that in, 15, 16 miles an hour coming in, and that's going to be the trend that's going to keep us nice and warm going forward here. Futurecast model, we'll look at here. This is where this big area of cold air and snow is up. They've got some winter weather advisories, not warnings, but advisories in the northern part of the country. But for us, we're going to continue to see that coming through, and by this later on this afternoon, we'll see these rain showers coming through and being a part of our day, but over midnight and then going into tomorrow. So Monday is going to be a really wet day. We got an upper level indicator coming across here, an impulse in the upper levels of the atmosphere, and that's going to give us some more rain on Monday. And Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday, we'll have that rain coming through here. It's going to be with us until Wednesday. So just be ready for that. So showers around all the way through Tuesday morning. Broad area, a little less for us on Tuesday, but a little bit more for us on Wednesday as we get it on out of here, and then the rain on the backside of it. Exact track radar is quiet for us right now. The drier air is off to our east. We've got that moist air coming in the upper levels as well. Next week, after we get through the rain, by Monday and Tuesday's highs, look what happens here. We have the temperatures back to what are normal. We'll start to dry out a little bit. Here's that 10-day look at the forecast. Going into tomorrow and Tuesday, 70, 50, and 80% chances going into Wednesday. We have the front that comes through, and we have that 64 on Wednesday. Valentine's Day, the day of love, is going to be just fine, 64 to 44. That's the break in the rain. Then we have some rain chances sneaking back in going into the weekend. Slight rain chances, though they may be, and warming up a little bit as well going into the next weekend. Jacob?
Speaking of the day of love, do you need some ideas? We've got some ideas.
Yeah, how about grabbing a love bagel? Einstein Brothers Bagels joining us next to show you why it's a good idea. Welcome back. Valentine's Day right around the corner. While some will buy flowers and candy, how about a bagel of love? Yeah, Einstein Brothers Bagels here to tell us what they have to offer for the holiday. Joining us now is Destiny Nolly. Destiny, thank you for joining us. Okay, well, we love the heart bagels. They are so cute. Let's talk about that because you guys will be having them for a few days right up until Valentine's Day.
Right, so you can pre-order them up until the 14th. We have chocolate, cinnamon raisin, plain, all heart-shaped, all fun.
Oh my gosh, so much fun. And breakfast in bed maybe, right?
Yeah.
Valentine's Day,
some orange juice, maybe some coffee.
Okay, so you've got lots of different bagels to tell folks about, and we have the cream cheeses too. You guys also have those.
Yes, so we've got some strawberry here. I've got some plain here. I've got a plain bagel in Asiago.
I'm going to start putting this together.
Yeah.
Folks can watch and say, you know what? I want some Einstein's bagels this morning.
Oh yeah, I think you got the spread down right too.
Okay, so tell folks about your locations because you guys have a couple that if they're interested in heading out.
Oh yeah, we've got our Tollway location, we have our Kirby location, and our Westland location. You know, come out
there and check it out.
Yeah, come see us.
So today is National Pizza Day.
We also have pizza bagels. We have pepperoni, cheese. You know, you can put it on any type of bagel you'd like. It's your way.
It's your way at Einstein's Bagels. All right, so also you guys do a bunch of bagels at a time. So if people want to order, say there's an event coming up or they have, they want to show off at work and bring a bunch of bagels. And
yeah, be everyone's favorite person. We've got baker's dozens, we've got half dozens, you can do it however you'd like.
I love it. And coffee, all the good stuff too.
All the good stuff. We also do catering coffee as well, orange juice, try to make stuff easy.
So much fun. And these are so cute. I love them. I can't believe they're only going to last for a few days.
Yeah, so come get them while they're here.
I love it. All right, and if folks want to check you out online or social media?
Einstein's Bros.
EinsteinsBros.com. Bros. Thank you so much.
Guys.
All right, you can head to clicktohouston.com. After the show, we'll post this under our community tab on our home site. Jacob?
All right, it's a Einstein Bros for your love bagel. All right, a final check of the weather when we come back. Time now 6:54. So in Venice, Carnival has kicked off in spectacular fashion. The annual Carnival parade featured dancers and artists all drifting on the canals. Thousands of spectators lined the narrow alleys and bridges to get a glimpse. The event is one of the oldest in the world, has become a major tourist attraction. The city will celebrate Carnival through February 25th if you still want to go get tickets to get over there. That's cool.
Yeah, they get going. That's what kicked it off, and it kind of migrates up here if we start Carnival up here as well. Hey, I don't know that anybody's going to think Carnival right now. It's a little bit overcast. You see the clouds out there? The Kaplan Sinus Relief camera shot here. 60s, mid-60s for everybody starting out. So warm. Exact track radar is quiet, but the Futurecast model, you can see the showers will be coming around throughout the day. Today, off and on, it's going to be a schmutzy kind of inconvenient kind of weather day, and our temperatures are going to stay on the warm side. The heavy rain Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday's potential.
Schmutzy. Feeling the love.
We'll be back.